Hi, this is Ron Tube. Today on the Hunter Colour Wild, we're here at Salzwiesen Park and we're making a ring-necked pheasant guide. A lot of people have asked for this, so I've been out and made it. I've made an image of the map as well so you can see where they all are. We're going to go over all the locations where you can find them, the best locations where you can find them, what I'm using weapon-wise to hunt them, and details about the go pheasant as well. So lots to cover and I hope it helps you out. Let me know how your pheasant grinding is going. Where are you hunting them? We're hunting them at Salzwiesen Park. That's where I'm at. I like this. It's a lot of fun. Let's go over the details. Let me know in the comments where you're hunting them. Right, so there's four main biomes, right, on the map where you can find them. My favourite location is Pheasant. And then the next favourite is Florian's Bastion. That is very good as well. They are at other locations, but those two, the right and left locations, are absolutely loaded with pheasants. So that's where you want to really be thinking about keeping your zones and setting them up. Right, so here you can see at Pheasant, lots of need zones for pheasants, raccoon dogs and grasses. There's a lot of those that you find in these fields, and that's what this area mainly is. It's mainly like cornfields, open fields. You've got like the wind turbine areas up the top as well, and they're snided with pheasants. Not every one of these is pheasants, but I'm just showing you some of the locations of where they are. When you want to be hunting them, the key times to hunt them is 4 in the morning till 11 a.m. That's the sort of best times. You can hunt them in other times, but I'm just focusing on the key times. So 4 to 8 and 8 till 11. I'd say 8 till 11 is probably the best, and what a lot of people are using. They're often starting at 10 o'clock and just hunt until just after 11. So it's up to you when you want to hunt, but 4 till 11, you've got a lot of pheasants in these areas I'm going to show you. Now let's swap over to the swampy areas so you can just see up the top here. Now, there's none in the actual swamps, but where the land mass sort of meets in between the swamps, then yes, there is pheasants along like these sort of ridges. And what I do is I walk down the middle and sort of like zigzag. And as you can see on the left, I've been absolutely slaughtering at Florian's Bastion. It's just purple with all the pheasants, and I've got quite a few foxes on there as well. One's a diamond actually. And I've just been walking around here just absolutely hammering things with my shotgun. And it seems to be working well. There's quite a few good pheasants on this location, but as I said, just walk from the top and just sort of zigzag down between 4 and 11, and you should have a lot of fun. There's a lot of grasses there. You've got rabbits over there. You've got raccoon dogs, foxes, so there's no shortage of animals to walk along and shoot, and you often see most of them as you do it. So it's actually a lot of fun hunting. But the right and left especially has got a lot of ringneck pheasants. Now there is some down the bottom here. I've not explored this as much as the other areas, but there is some. But most of them are on the right and left. But as you can see, there is some down the bottom, but your main focus should really be on the right and left. What I've been doing is I've been mainly shooting level 2s only, and then if 3s turn up, I'll shoot those as well. But I'm doing herd managing on pheasants, obviously, that's what I'm doing. So you've got number 1s, number 2s, and level 3s. So basically what I'm doing is shooting 2s and above. You leave the level 1s alive, and then gradually, as you grind your pheasants, what will happen is you'll get more level 3s spawn, and hopefully a great one pheasant will spawn. Right, let's go over what we're going to use to hunt the pheasants. So my loadout is the Ranger 243. Now the reason I've got that is because you come across a lot of lower class animals while you're going for ringneck pheasants. So you might as well shoot them, and if you don't mind being unethical, you can shoot a long range level 2 pheasant or above with the 243. That's really up to you, but it's mainly for shooting like things like raccoon dogs and red foxes. That's why I've got that. We've also got the variant 22LR Express. So obviously you can shoot pheasants with this at long range if they're in the air, or if you want to snipe them on the floor. It doesn't matter if you shoot pheasants on the floor, right, for grinding for a great one pheasant. But when you're hunting them normally, you do have to hit them in the air or it affects the score. And third but not last or least, it's the Cuso Model 1897 Ranchero shotgun. Now this is a shotgun of choice for me because it's got 5 shells I can use. Now the Gopi 10 gauge over and under is good. That's just come out. It come with this map, but it's only 2 shells and you have to reload. Now if you've got 2 male pheasants in a group, they both go up in the air at the same time. Unless you hit both of those pheasants together and don't miss, you're obviously going to get one fly away, or if you make a bad shot in the first place or 2 bad shots, it might get away. So that's why we're using the Kusu model 1897, because it's got 5 shots. So you've got a better chance of taking out 2 male pheasants if they're in a group, do you know what I mean? Even if you make a bad shot. So that's why we're carrying that shotgun. You can use whichever shotgun you want to use, but I just think that one's the better one to use for averages of getting the pheasant you're shooting at. But remember, shoot them in the air if you want the trophy score to be intact. So here is a ringneck pheasant map for Salzwiesen Park. I hope it helps you out. Everywhere which is red has got ringneck pheasants. And the best times to hunt them are 4 AM to 11 AM in the morning. Nice and simple. If you've got the new dog, the German short-haired pointer, take that with you. Put it on small game and that will help you find a lot of pheasant zones. It really does work well, and that's how I found most of mine. Right, so this image you can download. It'll be in the video description. There'll be a link there to download it. You can also download it off my Discord, and there'll be a link in the description for that. Right, let's hunt some pheasants, shall we? I'm going to show you a few scenarios. So what I normally do is, where I've got a pheasant zone, I will mark it so I know the distance, and I'll either go with a shotgun. Now, if you come to a zone and it's in time and they're not there, you might spook them and they trot off. But they normally trot so far and then stop. So I'm just going to show you a few scenarios with this, because you might be thinking, why are my pheasants not at the zones? Probably because you spooked them, or they've just trotted off, or they're just slightly in the area but not exactly on top of the zones. So that's why we're doing this now, because I just want to show you. So some people are confused. I've already seen it on the official of the Hunter Colorado Discord. Some guy today was saying, like, I've got 40+ zones for pheasants, and every time I go there, they're never there. And this is probably what could be happening. So basically, get the tracks. If you find a big bird, because we're looking for basically level 2s or above. So basically, if you find that sort of track, track him down, and you'll see he'll probably be close to where the need zone is. Hello. And that's where he is. And then you just got to make sure you shoot him. And this is why I like to carry this Ranchero 1897, because it's got 5 shots. If you miss a few at first, you know what I mean, you've still got another chance. And just check the group to make sure there's not no other level 2s or above in them. I'd personally only shoot 2 males per group. You don't want to blow the zone if you can help it, otherwise it's going to move. But we'll just check to make sure there's no more. I'm not shooting level 1s. We leave them alive. As I explained, you want the level 1s alive, and basically as you get more level 1s on your map, the level 2s, 3s, the bigger ones will spawn more faster. That's why you leave the smaller ones alive. So there you go. Now we're going to show you another scenario where especially this can be tricky. And again, like I say, you might go to the zone. It could be near an outpost. So you spawn in, you run over. There's no pheasant there. You're like, where's it gone? There should be a pheasant there. My zones aren't working. Well, what's happened is you've probably spooked him because of the vegetation you might not be able to see. So look at where I've marked. So remember, mark your zones. It does help. You know what distance it is between you and the actual group at the need zone. And like I say, if you spook the pheasants, they'll probably just run or they'll squat down. So this is right in the corner of the field. They're either going to run up the field and you'll see them. There we go. That's not what we're after, but I've been shooting them. I've been herd managing them. Any I see that's like 5 or above, they die. And if I see any red foxes, and I've shot quite a few red foxes doing this. But if you see a pair of red foxes, you need to kill both of them, right? Because if you just shoot the male, you won't just get like a male respawn back with the female. You have to kill both for those to respawn. So there's a little tip on the red fox. So we know the pheasants have gone into this forest. Now this is not easy, but I'll show you a little trick. Go find the tracks. Now we're just going to try and find the male so we know where it's gone. See if there's a male worth tracking. We know there's females. They'll all go together, but the male will generally be at the front as well of the group. So if they're fleeing one way, the biggest one will generally be at the front. Another little tip. So we know we've got a male over here worth shooting, so we're just going to run through the forest, right? Jog through the forest, get your shotgun ready, just in case it comes back towards you. But they are fleeing away from me, but hopefully we'll either see them take flight, or they'll just keep running. And they might go to open ground, they might just take flight in front of you, and then you just get the bird anyway. But as I said, generally the biggest bird that you want will be at the front of the pack. So you hopefully get a glimpse of them, and then just look right in the front, and you should see the big bird. And I'm hoping that's going to happen now, because we're coming to open ground, so we've flushed them basically out of the forest. That's what we've done. Now we're just got to find where they are, and hopefully get them. I think that's him. Is that him? There we go. So we've found the group. There's the one we're after. He's still trotting along. So like I say, they was there. But if you didn't know this, or I didn't show this, then you might not think they were there. And that's the whole purpose of why we're just doing this part of the video. But generally they are just, if they're just like lying down at the zones at the right times. But sometimes this does happen. And like I say, you'll go to a field and you're like, I've got 5 or 6 big-neck pheasant zones and there's nothing there. Why is that? It's probably because you've either gone too early, you've spooked them and they've just gone into bushes, or they are just slightly off the zone and there might be some vegetation near that zone and they're just sitting in it. So you just have to track down like the males really. Especially if you know there's like a big one in the group. Right, they're going to fly. Let's just watch the group. Where they're going. Right, they're going that way. So they're going back to where they just come from. And they're going to be in open ground. This is another reason to have the 22 LR on. You can either shoot them out the sky, do a little bit of practicing, or they will land again, like you've just seen. And hopefully you actually shoot them. You're going to see it raw, so if I miss, I miss, and if I don't, I don't. I'm a bit rusty with 22 LR. I need to practice a bit. At one time, I could just not miss a shot with this. I was so good with it. But I've not used it for quite a while, so let's see how we do. The only thing with pheasants, it looks like sometimes with the distance, make an excuse to just die. Right, we've got it now. we did just miss it. You've got to make some excuses. But anyway, look, that's what you do. So I wanted to show that because I think it's quite important. A lot of people will go to zones and see the pheasants aren't actually there, and this sort of like explains why they're not there. So let's quickly go over some of the Go Great One pheasant details. So you've got 8 different variations of feathers, or furs you would say. You've got emerald, sapphire, citron, obsidian, ruby, morganite, garnet and pearl. Now they did a poll on the Hunter Colorado official Discord and Pearl won that. Now if you want to know what Go pheasant weight is, Great One pheasant weight is 3 kilos or above. Also, let's go over the ringneck pheasant details. So they're class 1. They score 20.29 for a diamond. 3 kilograms is the max weight for a normal pheasant, and best time to hunt them is 4 in the morning till 11 AM. So there you go. That's the ringneck pheasant guide for Salzwiesen Park. I'm on YouTube. Please subscribe to these channels. We'll be playing the Hunter Colorado. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.